Welcome to Monday Momentum on Communicate to Lead. I'm Kele Belton, and if you're a woman in leadership ready to step into your full potential, you are in the right place. We're closing out our June series on the difficult conversations you walk into braced for a fight. Today's conversation is the hardest one of all, the one where you have to name something difficult to another person. Here's the scenario. There's something you've been wanting to address. Maybe it's a peer who keeps interrupting you in meetings, or it's a manager who keeps changing the priorities without explaining why. Maybe it's a team member who's missing deadlines, and you can't tell whether it's a workload issue or something else entirely. Whatever it is, you've rehearsed the conversation in your head. You've drafted the opening sentence, revised it, and then revised it again. And every version lands the same way. It sounds like a confrontation. So you wait because you don't want to damage the relationship. And the longer you wait, the more the issue builds and the harder it becomes to name. Here's what you need to know. You've been preparing the wrong opening, my friend. A statement won't get you what you're hoping for. A question will. Before we continue, here's a quick note to keep in mind. The strategy I'm about to share assumes you can have an honest exchange with the other person. If you're navigating a dynamic where honest dialogue carries career risk, that's a different conversation. Book a complimentary leadership strategy call. The link is in the show notes, and we can talk through your specific situation. Okay, let's get back into it. Here's what I see happen when women leaders prepare to address something difficult. The instinct is to build a case, to gather evidence, to craft the exact wording. And by the time you walk into the conversation, you're carrying a position statement the other person can hear coming from across the room. Here's what's happening. Confrontation puts both people on the defensive before the conversation even starts. Curiosity invites the other person to open up rather than defend. And the difference between the two lives in your opening sentence. Leading with a genuine question works because it prevents the other person from getting defensive in the first place. When someone hears a position statement, they prepare to defend. But when they hear a genuine question, they prepare to think. It's the same content, but you get a completely different response. The strategy is to replace your positioned opening with a curious one. Instead of, I noticed you did X and it bothered me. Try this instead. Help me understand what was happening when X came up. I want to make sure I'm reading this right. Notice what that does. Help me understand signals that you don't necessarily have the full picture yet. What was happening treats the other person as someone with a perspective, not someone who needs to be corrected. And then finally, I want to make sure I'm reading that right. Suggest that you might be the one who's missing something. The question has to be genuine though. If it's a setup, the other person will sense it. Sometimes you learn the situation was different from what you thought. And other times you'll confirm what you suspected. But either way, the conversation will be in a place where the other person can hear you. That means you've opened the door to a real exchange. And if you want to tweak and get your version right, use the AI prompt in the show notes to build the version that fits your situation and sounds best like you. Before we get to your action step, remember to lead with curiosity and listen for what's happening underneath. So here's your action step. Think of one conversation you've been putting off, the one where you've been waiting for the right moment, the right wording, or the right opening. And I invite you this week, rewrite your opening sentence to be a genuine question. Then have the conversation with the person and notice what you learn that you wouldn't have heard if you'd walked in with a statement ready to go. Okay, across this month, you've heard 5 ways to reframe a difficult conversation. We worked on disagreement as alignment, defensiveness as clarification, negotiation as decision, a boundary as a redirect, and confrontation as curiosity, which is today's episode. They look different on the surface, but they share one thing. Before the conversation begins, you decide what it's actually about. And that single choice changes everything that follows. If Monday Momentum is giving you strategies you can use right now, follow the show so you never miss an episode. And if you're ready to stop navigating your leadership growth alone, book your leadership strategy call. The link is in the show notes. Let's talk about where you are, where you want to go, and what it will take to get you there. Remember, the hardest conversations are the ones you've already rehearsed alone. The real one is waiting on the other side of a curious question. That's your Monday momentum. I'll see you on Thursday for our deep dive episode. Trust your voice and lead with confidence.